Everyone, and welcome to Insights by Johnita. I am Johnita Francis, and I will be taking you on a little journey for the next 28 or so minutes while I have you as a captive audience. Lots have gone on this week. There's lots of information out there all over the world about different things. Some of it's confusing, some of it's contradictory. What I will ask you to do and highly recommend that you do is do your own research. Trust your gut, trust your intuition. If you feel like that's a little bit too much for you, reach out to a medium or a psychic such as myself. We can do readings for you. We can help you find that clarity that you need and that you deserve in your life, and try to get yourself back on track and try to trust your own intuition and trust your own gut feelings about things as well. So just because it's out there doesn't necessarily mean it's true. So do your own research. Really become the master of your own understanding and your own knowledge. And I think that's probably the best way forward for everybody that's feeling a little bit out of thoughts and out of kilter or off kilter just at the moment while everything's going on. So I have had an absolutely amazing week. So I hope you guys, wherever you are in the world, have too. I have met new people. We're creating another workshop. We've actually come back with humaning the spiritual way. For the second time we've offered this workshop now because it was just overwhelming the first time. And then we've got more people and more interest and people that couldn't attend the first time. It's an online workshop, so you don't have to wear pants if you don't want to. You can be on the camera if you want to. You don't have to be on the camera. It is an open forum, so it doesn't matter where you are in the world. You get a link to the group and or to the workshop, and then that way you just log in and learn all about how to make your life better. If you're sitting there right now thinking on a scale of 1 to 10, how shitty is my life? And 10 being you're up to your neck in shit and you just can't see any way out of it, then you probably need to start having a look at what other options that you've got. What other tools can you start looking at and learning about? And my good friend and I, Trish Rock, we've put together this workshop because we've identified, we're both lifestyle coaches and we both want people to advocate on behalf of themselves and to evolve and have their best life ever. We don't want you up in that 5, 6, 7 levels of shit. We want you down in the I'm having a one day today. My day is so cool. Yeah, I don't have a lot of control over what's going on, but I'm making the most of what's right in front of me. And, it's a 2-hour workshop, as I mentioned, online, and you'll get so much out of it on how to apply intelligent emotion, how to do power poses, how to free up the alignment of your cogs or your chakras, as commonly referred to, what you can do to artificially enhance your environment as far as being able to dilute, I suppose, some of the trauma around the psychic traumas that your cogs and your man-made machines are hanging on to. So it's just a cool course, okay? For the US, your guys' dollar is amazing at the moment against the Aussie dollar. So I think it's an Australian $88 investment for the 2-hour workshop. It is yours to keep forever. You don't have access to it for that 2-hour block only and never to be seen again. You do have access to keep going back and watching it as many times as you like. I will guarantee you that there will be something out that will come out of it every time for you. And the more you awaken and the more you're opening yourself up to learning and understanding who you are at your core and really trusting your authentic self and your authentic thoughts and not questioning or doubting or self-sabotaging yourself, you will go back to the course and you'll go, okay, that makes sense now. I didn't quite get it before, but I've got it now. And those sorts of things. It's kind of like, when you read a book, I think this is probably the best analogy. When you read a book and it's your favourite book and you're in the 5th grade and you read it and you're like, oh, I love that book. I love that author. And then, you go back and you read the same book in high school. And although it's just a few years between the 5th grade and high school, you've really got a different understanding. I just had spirit walk straight through my house. I love it when they do that unannounced. Sorry, guys. So you really get that understanding in that book is very different because a couple of years down the track, but your brain is wired a little bit different. You've been exposed to things. You're questioning more. You're not a naive, 10 or 11-year-old. Now you're sort of getting towards high school. You've been, you've seen the way other people are doing things and interpreting things. So your understanding of that book and the story in the book will actually be different. And then when you pick that book up as an adult, you think, wow, there's so many different things here and different layers that I didn't get before. And it's still one of your favourite books, but it has a different meaning for you now because you have a greater understanding of what's actually going on in the book. And that's exactly what this workshop does for you. It is available for you to reflect back to. So as you go on your spiritual journey of awareness, then you can reflect back and go, right, now I get this. Now, my mantra might have been, I welcome abundance into my life. And now I understand that I didn't really understand what abundance is. What does abundance mean to me? At the moment, it's just a word. I thought it meant everything, but now I realize that abundance can be anything. I wasn't really specific enough. I didn't really say, I welcome financial abundance. I welcome health abundance. I welcome family abundance or a love abundance into my life. And as you grow and understand yourself more, it's so much easier to redirect yourself. Because, I think Maya Angelou said, I'm sure it was Maya Angelou said, you do the very best you can until you know better, and then you do that. And that's what life's all about. It really is. It's just I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I have all the answers because I know myself extremely well. But it's my favourite subject is to learn about myself. What else can I do? And I'm super passionate about getting other people to feel that passionate about themselves as well. What else can I do? Because most of the time, as kids and as little people or vulnerable people, we listen to everybody's opinions and thoughts about all the things that we can't do, all the things that we're not very good at. And it creates this feeling of lower self-esteem or lower confidence, or we feel, we might be a size, or I'm not good with the American sizes, but we might be a size 2. You hear that a lot on the TV. But, and everyone might think that we look wonderful and gorgeous and slim, but we think we're size 22. And it's our perception because of what we've told. So until you learn how to change that mindset and until you learn how to understand how to switch off those self-sabotaging and self-negating conditions and habits that we've formed over the years, you'll always be held in that place where you can't move forward. And it really is about releasing and letting go. And, we talk a lot about self-love. What the hell is self-love? I mean, have we ever broken down what self-love is? Now, for me, love is such an individual thing. There was a brilliant book written not that long ago about the 5 languages of love, and that tells us 5 different ways that people can give and receive love. And you might gravitate toward one more than the other, and you don't necessarily have to be in an intimate relationship with the same style of language of love for it to work, but you do need to understand it. You do need to accept it and acknowledge that your partner might do quality time, whereas you want your gifts and services. And so there's so much around the word love. And I think self-mastery and understanding how to move forward in life and how to manifest and how to let go and how to have intelligent emotions around it all comes down to understanding what love means for you or what grief means for you, and understanding and recognizing that emotion words are actually umbrella words. That they say, oh, this is love, and this is anger, and this is grief, but there's no real rule book on what that's supposed to look like. We understand fundamentally what these things mean, but do we understand what they mean for us? I would personally, I would never give love to everybody. When someone does something really terrible to you, and it just you struggle to understand what their reasoning was, why they did that, why would you behave in such a deplorable manner? And, we're told as humans that we should just send them love and forgive them. And I'm like, that doesn't sit well with me. I don't want to. Just say as an example, I'm violently raped or I'm molested or I've gone through some terrible trauma that another human being has inflicted on me. shoot down the years, 20, 30 years, and I marry the most beautiful human being that has ever walked the earth. Now, I love that human being. Am I devaluing my idea of love and how I interpret love by giving my rapist love? And in my brain, absolutely. Absolutely. I devalue the word love. I devalue what that means. I don't need to love my rapist. I don't need to think about him. I don't need to think about what he's doing now. I need to think about myself and how this is going to impact the rest of my life, and what I'm going to do so it can lessen the impact as the years go on, so I can open myself up to receive beautiful, nurturing love that my husband 20, 30 years down the track is now providing me with. So I have a big thing about just giving love. I think that, there's so many beautiful things about love that we certainly shouldn't devalue them by just giving it out willy-nilly, okay? If someone pisses you off, you just say, hey, that's not on. These are my boundaries. These are my rules. These are the rules of engagement is what I teach a lot of people when I'm teaching them about boundaries. They're the rules of engagement. If you want to talk to me, you want to engage with me, then these are my moral compass. And you might not necessarily agree on things because you could have different cultural beliefs or different religious beliefs, but there has to be a level of respect and courtesy and boundaries. You need to be able to understand and respect each other's boundaries without judgment. And without judgment is probably the hardest part, because a lot of our belief patterns come from what we've been taught and what we've understood, and our conditioning and our programming and our formatting of our subconscious minds. So until we actually kind of like learn how to change our programming on our subconscious mind, we'll always think this way. And the workshop in particular teaches us how to understand that, how to question what that emotion is, how to question and go dig deeper, drill down a bit more so we can get to the bottom of what's actually really going on here. Why are we behaving this way? Do we need to continue to behave this way? Is this something that we're happy to continue to behave in this manner, or do we really feel terrible after we blow up, or after we do this, or after we behave in such a manner? And it's a big issue for ourselves, and therefore it's something that you yourself want to change. So the workshop covers all of that. I know it sounds deep, and believe me, there's a lot of fun doing this workshop, but it's the human. We're here for the human experience. So we're going to do stupid, silly stuff in the workshop. We're going to break things down in manners that everyone can understand. And it's not, like the biggest thing that really gives me the shits about people on a spiritual journey, or people that have already started their spiritual journey, is a lot of people will say it's hard. It's hard to do this. Like, it's the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. And it's not. Spiritual awareness, and this is like spiritual awareness, okay? Your spirit, okay? Your soul level awareness. That's what it is. It's just broken down. It's spiritual awareness, okay? And what it all comes down to is being, when you go on that journey, right? It's not you have to do it this way, okay? Because everybody's going to be different. And it's not you'll only succeed if you study this, or you read this, or you follow this person. No, it's not like that at all. A spiritual journey, and it is really undoing all the fuckery. And I know that's probably a really harsh word to use on the radio. I apologize for that. But it is undoing all that stuff that happened to us before we had a chance to realize who we are and how amazing we are and how individual we are. And, if you go through life thinking that you're fat and ugly because that's what people told you to do, spiritual awareness is an awareness of your soul to understand that that is someone else's projected bullshit on you. It's got nothing to do with you. You are not fat. You are not ugly. You are exactly you in all of your beautiful individualistic manner. You're supposed to be built like that. There's only one of you in this entire world. There's literally one of you. So how do they know that you're fat or you're ugly? Who are they comparing you to? Seriously. They can't compare you to anyone else because everyone's so individual. And this is the crazy thing about spiritual journey. It is not hard. What's hard is recognizing who you are and who what makes up your personality, and what the things that were projected upon you, and what you actually physically want to change. Now, an example of this is that you might have been brought up in a very Catholic household. And as you get to that 28, 29 years of age, your Saturn return. And Saturn return is an astrology. Saturn return is an astrology term, rather, and it's about understanding structures and pulling your structures apart. And your structures are your environment, your family, your cultural beliefs, all those sorts of things. And a lot of people, when they get to that, sometimes late 26 through to about 29, somewhere in that cycle there, they go through this phase where they might not want to follow that Catholic belief system anymore, or they realise that the Catholic belief system is absolutely 100% of who they want to be, but they want to get rid of some other things, or they don't understand a few other things in their lives that they've been taught. And, you kind of like sail along through life. You can't wait to be 18. You can't wait to be 21. You can't wait to be an adult. And then all those milestones actually just happen, and you don't really get that you're an adult until you're much older than that. And it's like there's driving along to work, and you've got 2 kids in the back seat, and you go, holy shit, I'm adulting. And it really is an epiphany moment where you just think, wow, like the other day I was going to a high school disco. The other day I was waiting out the front of the library because, the book was coming back that I wanted to hire out. What's happening here? It's a big epiphany moment. And spiritual journey and spiritual awareness is when you become aware of who you are and what you want to keep in your life and what you want to get rid of. And the only person that can decide what you keep and what you get rid of is you. And when you actually... And I know a lot of people are sitting there going, I know. But until you actually, I do, it's an empowering moment to realise that you are the director and the producer of your own show, of your own life. You're not a puppet. You get to decide what you want to do. You get to decide what belief patterns you want to follow and what perceptions you want to follow, and whether the conditioning you want to shut that conditioning out. You might have been told that you had to go fishing every single Saturday morning growing up. And you get to 16, 17 years of age and you think, oh, I've got to do that. I've got to keep going fishing. And you do it as a sense of obligation or a sense of duty to your family, because it's kind of a family tradition now that everyone goes fishing. Then you have your own family and you want to create your own family traditions, but you've still got this sense of duty pulling you back to going fishing every Saturday morning. And there comes a point where you've got to decide, I want to continue to do that? Am I really loving fishing that much that I want to continue to do that? Or do I want to find my own tradition for my own family? Maybe we want to go on a picnic every Sunday instead, or something else. And I know it sounds quite simplistic in the terms that I'm using, but it really does come down to that. It's the everyday things that sometimes we just do on autopilot that we don't realise we actually have choices over. If we're riding along in the bus and out one window is, it's overcast and it's rainy and there's mud and, the grass is a bit torn up because people have been walking on it, and we always look at that and we can't see the beauty in it. That will be our perception. The perception becomes our reality. Our reality is everything's always grey. Everything's always just black and white. Everything's always muddy or dirty, or everything's not as pretty. But if we look at the other side of the bus window and we see flowers and birdies and bees and all the wonderful things that make the world go round, and the cycles that keep happening for us, so that Mother Earth is, comfortable and happy in what she's doing. And we always look out that window, and that's our perception, and our reality is that because we're perceiving that is always like that, we get to choose. We're on the same bus. Some of us are choosing to look out the grey side and others are choosing to look out the sunny side. But it's a choice. It's a choice. We choose which way we want to have a look. And that's what life's all about. We can choose to be in victim mode and thinking, why me, or this always happens to me. Another one that we do is self-sabotaging, and so many people do this, and I see it time after number when I'm teaching people to stop doing it, is they go, I'm worried about being happy because every time I get in a great relationship, they cheat. Every time I have some happiness in my life, something terrible happens. Every time this happens, that happens. And we are training our brains to expect shit to hit the fan every time something good happens. I've already told my brain that when I get in a great relationship, my boyfriend's going to cheat. So I naturally choose boyfriends subconsciously that are going to cheat because I've told my brain that's what I want. Because what I give energy to, what I'm manifesting. It's a very weird concept. I've actually written a book on manifesting. And I did this because there were so many books coming out at the time about manifesting, and it was confusing and scary for a lot of people. And I thought, God, it's not that hard. It's not that hard. It's not that scary. Get over yourself. Let's just bring it down to simplistic terms. Everybody can manifest. The things that stop us from manifesting, okay, the things that stop us from achieving what we want in our lives, it's a bullshit story that we keep telling ourselves of why we don't deserve it. That's it. It really is. We get stuck on that tape because we allow ourselves to screw ourselves over every single time. We just need to stop all of that. We just need to stop it. So if you've got time on the 22nd of April, which is the 21st for you guys, to stop by and do the workshop. If you can't get there personally, get your ticket anyway. This is like, your dollar is amazing. It's not so cool if we want to buy something American, but it's very cool for you guys to buy something Australian right now. So get your Vegemite orders in. But, get yourself along to this workshop, okay? If you can't get there personally, get the replay. Because life is freaking amazing. It is amazing. When you understand yourself and you're not limiting yourself by bullshit stories that somebody else told you, your mind will just explode. Your heart will explode. Your life will explode. And it is not hard. It's not getting up at 4 o'clock and meditating for 5.5 hours every day so you can be in the zen. I can tell you now, I've been doing this for freaking donkeys. I don't ground. I don't meditate. I lift really heavy weights. I ride a motorcycle. I can't think about shit when I'm doing either of those two things because I'm worried about not killing myself or somebody else killing me. That is my meditating. I'm already grounded. I'm here in gravity world. I'm a human. I've come back as a human this lifetime. You can't get more grounded than that. Have fun with your life. Learn about yourself. It is life-changing. Absolutely life-changing. It really is. All right, guys. Let's go for a blessing. See what sort of blessing we've got coming up for us. A blessing on your intuition. Now, this is really interesting, okay, because your intuition is exactly what we've been talking about really early on, trusting what's going on in your gut, trusting what's going on around you. If it smells like shit, it probably is shit. Go do your research, find something else, find some sort of fact that you can cling to. Trust your gut. If you're not sure how to trust your gut, put your hand on your throat, put your hand on your belly button, so your palm is straight over the top of your belly button, and ask your body the question. When you ask your body the question of whether this is correct or not, say, I need to know if this is true. Don't say, is this true or not true, or I'm not sure if it's true or not, because your body can't give you a yes, no, maybe, or a longer answer. It just says yes or no. It's called muscle testing. Look it up. It's super cool. And it's a great way to get into your subconscious and understand what's holding you back. And I can teach you how to do that too. So if you're interested in doing that, sing out to me. I will help you. I'm on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You can catch me on YouTube as well. I have a show on Friday nights here in Australia, which will probably be Thursday mornings over there for you guys. It's called The Transformation Show. It is a free show. We do all sorts of things, flash readings. We look at cogs. We look at generational, what we're here to learn as generations, and we do that by years. We look at Western symbols, Eastern symbols. We look at all sorts of things. It's just a crazy cool hour of a whole bunch of modalities. I've got 8 clair senses, so all 8 of them I can tap into. I very rarely get things wrong because my spirit team is flaming amazing. So, just hop on over to Facebook and have a look. It's Insights by Johnita, Johnita, and you'll catch me on Facebook. You put in Johnita, Johnita, Francis, Francis, you will see all my stuff pop up there. So Google me and you will see it all come up there, and then choose Facebook and then track down the Transformation Show. Love to hear from you. Let me know that you're an A1R Psychic Radio listener so I can get excited. So I love it when you guys pop over and say good day. But yeah, a blessing on your intuition. Trust it. Trust it for yourself, guys. So that is Australian time is 7 p.m., okay? So that's 7 p.m. Australian time. And give me 2 seconds while my beautiful producer works out what that is for the American time. He's so clever. He makes me look really good, doesn't he? All right. So you can also catch me. Where else can you catch me? YouTube, which we covered. I do a lot of higher realm downloads as well, which means I channel from the higher level stuff as well. I've got a couple of videos up there. I'm due to do another one. So that's 5 p.m. US East time and 2 p.m. US Pacific time. So that's pretty cool. After lunch, grab yourself a cup of tea, sit down and watch the transformation show. Hang on, we got that wrong. He led me up the garden path. All is AM for you. Okay, 5 a.m. and 5 a.m. US East and 2 a.m. US Pacific. Look, you can always catch the replay. I actually do post them on my YouTube, so if you can't get on there personally, that's okay. Just watch the replay on my Facebook or also my YouTube. So yeah, I think that's about it for me this week, guys. Hopefully you got something out of it. Don't forget to check out Humaning the Spiritual Way. It is an online workshop. You will not regret it, honestly. It is the best 2 hours that you will spend in your entire life. You can catch me on my website as well if you need any further details. That is www.insightsbyjohnita.com. And all of my fees and services there, private reading, mediumship, all sorts of stuff goes on for me. So I'd love to see you there. And we're all done. Thanks, guys. I'll see you again next week. Bye for now.